This week on the Africa Innovation and Technology channel, we are taking a closer look at modern methods of farming in East Africa. Hello, I'm Paul Ndiho. Every week, we strive to bring you stories that inspire, empower, engage, and motivate young African innovators using new technology into action. In most African countries, agriculture is the engine of economic growth, and agricultural growth is the cornerstone of poverty reduction. Approximately 65% of Africans rely on agriculture as their primary source of livelihood. Small-scale farmers are responsible for more than 90% of Africa's agricultural production. In Uganda, agriculture is the most important economic sector, employing nearly 80% of the workforce. Some of the nation's small-scale farmers are rethinking agriculture, investing in modern methods of farming that improves productivity. For example, Rebecca Pearl Tumwebaze is part of this growing community of farmers giving agriculture a second chance. Based in the Mukono district of central Uganda, she's been able to utilize about 10 acres of land to practice modern agriculture by raising pigs, dairy cows, and chickens. Agricultural experts say that Africa's small-scale farmers can play a key role in ending food insecurity on the continent if they are included in the food value chain, even though there is still a lot to be done to increase both food and cash crop production. This can only be attained through improved agriculture. In Uganda, one small-scale farmer is investing in new farming methods. Rebecca Pearl Tumwebaze is part of this growing community of farmers giving agriculture a second chance. Based in the Mukono district of central Uganda, she has been able to utilize about 10 acres of land to practice modern agriculture by raising pigs, dairy cows, and chickens.
I choose not to buy food because I can grow my food here. The food that I buy is that I can't grow. But other than that, all my food comes from here.
Like many farmers, Rebecca Pearl is optimistic about the opportunities in agriculture for young people in Uganda. She understands the hard work and commitment it takes to find success.
I associate with a lot of farmers, and I notice most of the farmers are illiterate. Most of the farmers don't know their products. They don't know what they're doing. They just gamble. The difference with me is that I understand this. I read about it. And normally when we go to school, we don't think about what we study, but I choose to study what I do, where my interest is, and what I'm practicing.
Pearl says that since adopting modern methods, her farm has been able to increase yields and earns her about $3,500 a month. Lately, she has started zero grazing genetically improved cows. They are kept in stalls and fed with fodder and cut and carried to them daily.
Significance with zero grazing is that this cow rests a lot. It sits here, its food is right there, its water is right there. So it is able to drink. And when it drinks, the more it's able to rest and its body can form the milk that we want to get from it.
But she also admits that after noticing the rapidly evolving pork culture in Uganda, she felt the need to take advantage of the potentially huge market for pork and pork products. Despite the success of Orchard Farm, Uganda's agriculture sector faces various challenges, such as traditional cultivation methods, dependency on rain-fed agriculture, limited technological application, and low productivity. Rebecca Pearl is also currently pursuing her PhD in Business Information Systems, looking at how to use information computer technology, or ICT, to enhance business processes, monitoring and decision-making among farmers. Paul Ndiho,
think the
Still to come on the Africa Innovation and Technology channel, we'll take you to Kenya, where farmers in Turkana land are practicing modern methods of farming. We'll take a short break, but before we go, we want to know what you think about the Africa Innovation and Technology channel and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Twitter and on Facebook. The address is Africa Innovations and Technology. You can also check us out on our YouTube channel. Back to the Africa Innovation and Technology channel, a show where we strive to bring you stories that inspire, empower, engage, and motivate young African innovators using new technology into action. This week, we are taking a closer look at modern methods of farming in East Africa. Agriculture experts say that Kenya's semi-arid north is enduring longer and more frequent periods of drought due to climate change. So, as a result, traditional cattle herding communities who have roamed the region for centuries now have to farm vegetables as well to provide food for their families. In Turkana, northern Kenya, about 15 farmers are attending a class on vegetable farming. The farmers are enrolled in a training program known as Fallows in the desert, designed to teach communities to grow more vegetables, fruits, and crops to improve food supply for their families. In Turkana, northern Kenya, about 15 farmers are attending a class on vegetable farming. The farmers are enrolled in a training program known as Fallows in the desert, designed to teach communities to grow more vegetables, fruits, and crops to improve food supply for their families. The project was started by Kenyan and Israeli volunteers in 2012 to better prepare communities for the effects of climate change. In recent years, severe droughts have vastly reduced the region's water supply, so the pastoralists are learning how to set up irrigation systems to take advantage of the water they have and to ensure that the crops get the proper amount of water.
I did not know the importance of manure, but now I understand its benefits. I will go home and educate others on its use and show them how to farm and weed and make sure they understand the importance of manure.
The people of Turkana traditionally keep livestock as a way of life and have lived in these semi-arid parts of the country for centuries. But over the last years, dry spells and violent cattle raids between them and their neighbors have been a major threat to their herds. Turkana remains one of the poorest regions in Kenya, and the government as well as various aid agencies are trying to get more pastoralists to farm over 300 acres of land in addition to keeping their animals. The farmers are also taught how to control pests, trap water, create dams, and determine the best method for rehabilitating land for future harvests. The project is targeting about 140,000 people who live in Turkana, hoping that they can quickly replicate farming models in their own communities. Residents are beginning to reap the benefits, and some, like Lucy Matunga, say the difference is obvious and the quality and quantity of crops harvested is encouraging.
I planted on 2nd of January up to now, and now I've harvested. My result was fair for the first harvesting. I harvested 30 kgs for a plot of 250 meters squared.
For now, the food production remains for subsistence, but over time, farmers hope to increase their returns and find a marketplace in Kenya for their produce. By farming and keeping livestock, the people of Turkana will be in a better position to increase their food stocks and ensure that their families are not hungry. Well, on that note, do you think you have a better idea, or you have created something that everyone is talking about and you would like to be featured on the show? Please send us your video clips and tell us which country you're from and how your innovation is impacting your community. That's our show today. Be sure to watch the next edition of Africa Innovation and Technology online every weekend. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next week. For now, so long from Washington.